Navy Federal, all right, they have officially been banned by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This does affect all accounts, okay? And let's go ahead and dive right into it, guys. So, first things first, of course, if you guys haven't done so already, make sure you all go ahead and download our free credit ebook today so you can all join our email list and so you guys can stay up to date on everything that's going on, all right? So, as you guys can see right here, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau orders Navy Federal Credit Union to pay more than $95 million for illegal surprise overdraft fees. Okay. The agency bans the nation's largest credit union from charging certain overdraft fees going forward. All right. Now, as you guys can see, this literally happened today. And the story broke actually at 10 a.m. this morning. Okay. So let me show you guys exactly what happened here at 10 o'clock this morning when the story actually broke. Okay, so the first people to actually break the story was, of course, Credit Union Times. And of course, you guys can see right here, they were, of course, it happened, right? So that they found Navy Federal $95 million for surprise overdraft fees on certain ATM withdrawals and debit card purchases from 2017 to 2022. So if you had a Navy Federal account between this time frame, if you or someone you know has a Navy Federal account and they had it between this time frame, and if they used the ATM, if they had a debit card purchase, chances are they're going to get a piece of this $95 million. Now, keep in mind, this may only affect people that only got the overdraft fee, of course, but Navy Federal has already responded saying that it's going to fully cooperate with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's investigation. All right. And of course, they already know this. Okay. Now, here's the deal. They have to refund more than $80 million to consumers, and they have to stop charging illegal overdraft fees. Okay. They also have to pay a $15 million civil penalty. Okay. To the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Relief Fund as well. Okay. Now, as you guys can see here, this is actually, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on this and then bring you guys to this screen here. Now, what does that mean? So here's what happened. Okay. Now it's called the OOPS service. This is the optional overdraft protection service. This has been out for years, by the way. And it's not just Navy Federal that has this as an option. When you all open up a bank account, they're supposed to ask you if you plan on opting in or opting out of the overdraft fee. Essentially, a lot of people don't know this, but when you swipe your debit card, and if you do not have the funds in your account, you can opt out. Okay, you can most definitely opt out. Opting out means that if you swipe your debit card and if you do not have the money in your account, if you opt out, that means they will not let the transaction go through. Okay. They will not let the transaction go through. This is not just Navy Federal. This is any financial institute, typically, banks, obviously, banks, credit unions, things of that sort. Here's the problem. Now, the other option is opting in. So if you opt in for overdraft services, which most people are opted in. Now, of course, the Obama administration put this in place a long time ago. If you opt in, this means if you do not have the money in your account, you swipe your debit card, it will go through. Here's the problem. Then we know, obviously, you've overdrafted. Some banks give you 24 hours to put the money back in your account. But here's what was happening. They were not getting they were essentially being charged illegally the overdraft fees in two ways. One, when they made the purchases with their accounts, showing that they actually had enough money to cover the transaction. Are you guys understanding this? When they made purchases with their accounts, showing that they had enough money to cover the transaction. This means they had $20 in the account. They swiped for $20, right? And they still were being charged an overdraft fee. The credit union still charged them overdraft fees. And if the account had a negative balance, once the purchase posted to the account, sometimes days later. Now, you're probably saying, well, how much did they collect on this? They collected $44 million in a year with these fees. Okay. So now that was way number one. Way number two is when customers receive money through Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, basic systems that everybody uses. The system showed that the money was immediately available to spend. However, even though the money was there and it had transferred $40, let's say, for example, somebody sent you some money from Zelle, $40 to your account. We know how Zelle works. It's instant money. But the credit union failed to disclose that payments received, any type of money that you got in your account after 10 a.m. Eastern time, right? And later, after 8 p.m. Eastern, wouldn't be in your account until the next business day. Do you guys understand this? This means that if someone sent you a Zelle transaction to your account between 2017 and 2021, and it showed that the money was in your account, they still were charging people overdraft fees because Navy Federal says it's not really in your account. It's going to be in your account tomorrow, even though you see it in your account, even though it was liquid money. You guys get where I'm going. Some customers who tried to use their money would charge overdraft fees. So let's say you had $10 in your account. You wanted to buy something that was $50. You asked somebody to send you 40. You got 10, they send you 40. You now have 50. You swipe your debit card for $50. You think you're good. Your account's back to zero. Navy Federal says you never had that money. And because of this, Navy Federal collected $4 million in fees. So here's what happened. Again, charging illegal fees, right? And so now they got to give all that money back. So here's the deal. Now Navy Federal is banned from charging certain overdraft fees altogether. That means that they may not be able to charge any overdraft fees at all. We're going to see how this whole thing pans out. But the credit union can no longer charge an overdraft fee that will put someone's account in the negative at the time of processing, despite whether you have sufficient funds when the transaction occurred. This is insane. This is insane. So now here, this is crazy. I'm telling y'all, this is insane. Now, here's the deal. They're not the only ones that's in trouble right now, guys. They about to be doing a lot of research. But listen, a lot of people love Navy Federal. Let me know your thoughts inside the comment section below. We've talked about Navy Federal before. I know it's some of you all's favorite credit union. But somebody said in the comments a while back, they are a financial institution, just like any other financial institution. And like most financial institutions, they gonna charge this money. But listen, but who's out here charging fees? I mean, overdraft fees, and the money is in your account. Man. So here, check this out. FTC, they're not done. If you or someone has used the online cash advance app, Dave, y'all heard about Dave, right? This is where it gives you $250 before your paycheck come. Yeah, they in trouble too. So listen, and this just happened November 5th. I forgot to give you guys this information, right? And so if you all know someone that has used the cash advance app, Dave, they are about to get money as well. They were saying that people can receive up to $500. They can do so instantly. And not only did people not get the money, y'all listen, this is the commercial. This is a clip from some of the ads and the commercials and things of that sort. People got the money, but they were charging them fees. They were charging them a tiny percentage at a time. They say you could get the $500, but they was only able to get $25, right? And then some person said they applied for the $500, got approved for the $500, and they never got the money. Imagine you needing $500. Now, I'm not asking y'all opinion on cash advance and things of that sort, but let's be honest. Most people that apply for this, they need the money. So imagine saying you need $500 and a person says, yes, I'm going to give you $500. Y'all know how we are. When I say we, I'm talking about just people. When someone says they're going to give us money, we start spending that money even though we don't have it. When someone says, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you $20. You say, all right, I got 20 from them. Let me go ahead and do X, Y, Z. If you need to borrow $100, You can ask one person for $100, or everybody say or you can call 5 people and ask 5 people for $20 each, right? Let's say all 5 of those people say, yes, I'm going to give you $20. The day goes by, nobody gives it to you. You spent that money assuming you was going to have it. That's what Dave said. Dave said, we'll give you the money. And some of the people didn't even get the money. Then they start charging them fees, $3 to $25, and who didn't have to. And if they didn't pay the fee, they had to wait 3 to 4 days to receive their advance if they didn't want to pay the fee. They didn't tell them that. Again, guys, listen, a lot of things are most definitely going on right now in the finance world. But listen, we're not gonna get into politics. We're not gonna do it. Okay. But we're going to see if any of this stuff is going to be changing for sure. Okay. Now, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has only had to get on 2 credit unions in the last couple of weeks. If you guys haven't heard, last week, they fined ViStar Credit Union, right? And they did a very similar thing. These banks are getting in trouble for overdraft fees they wasn't supposed to charge. Okay. And again, I know we say we can trust these credit unions, and I'm not saying nobody's perfect, but it's like, man, where can we have our money? Where can we have our money? Are we back to the mattresses now? Are we back to putting our money in shoe boxes now? Let me know what's going on for sure. All right. Mocha says, I have Navy Federal. Well, listen, Mocha, if you had an account between 2017 and 2021, and if you use the ATM, or if you use your debit card, you may want to see if you were charged any overdraft fees. Here's another thing too, guys. Let's talk about people that got charged overdraft fees that didn't even know that they were charged overdraft fees. Because sometimes people miss that $25, that $35 because they actually got money in their account, right? So again, they collected $44 million from this. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below if you guys have seen this. Devon is here. Devon says, Dave needs to give me back all the money they've been taking out of my account these past 3 years when I haven't used them in 6 years. 6 years. Devon says, I found out that someone had hacked my last iPhone I had, and I couldn't even get them to help. Isn't that something? So again, guys, it's unfortunate. A lot of people got Navy Federal. And let me tell y'all, I know a lot of people got Navy Federal, but let's talk about the people that got the most Navy Federal accounts. Veterans. Most veterans have Navy Federal. Most people that have Navy Federal that are veterans, watch this, they're over the age of 40, over the age of 50, over the age of 60. And you charging veterans overdraft fees. I don't know, man. Listen, I don't know where we're going to go with this. But listen, it's unfortunate. That's where we are. I want to make sure you guys know about this. So again, we'll keep you guys posted on this, just like we did with Cash App. I tried my best to keep y'all. I told y'all about the Cash App. I told you guys about the dates. People still miss the dates. We will keep you guys posted because this is done, by the way. So we're going to keep you guys posted once this money start panning out. But again, Navy Federal got a lot of members, man. So $95 million divided by all these people. We're going to see how many people were affected with this. But this was within a 5-year time frame. Okay. And again, if you use the ATM or a debit card. All right. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Man, there's some tough stuff to see. It's some tough stuff to see. So, of course, we know they got to pay that $15 million fine. And of course, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said that they said this at the beginning of the year, that they're going to be watching all of these banks. Anybody can get it. Anybody can get it. So we'll keep you guys posted, most definitely along the way. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. How many of you all have Navy Federal? Let me know that in the comment section below. Let me know if you have Navy Federal and where you guys watching from tonight as well. Let me know as well. We're going to get this information out here. Make sure people know, guys, if they have Navy Federal, to look out for that information. All right. But listen, let's talk about it. Okay. So Mocha says, I have Navy Federal. All right. Devon says, Cash App shut me down without me knowing it. But I heard others say the same. Anybody? Wow. I didn't even hear about that. Cash App done shut her down. Okay. Anybody else get shut down by Cash App? We got to look into that for sure. Okay. But anybody else got Navy Federal? Has anyone had any issues with Navy Federal as far as overdraft fees? Only overdraft. And again, I'm not trying to bash the company. We're trying to see is this stuff true? Like, have people actually dealt with this? Mocha says, here, give me a second here. Mocha says, is our money safe anywhere? I'm in Florida. Yeah, man, we've been talking about this for a minute. Between what's crazy? What's really crazy? We thought it was just the scammers that we had to look out for. But listen, with Navy Federal, man, I know. Listen, they still got good rates. They still got great credit cards. But we just got to know that some things probably gonna happen, and it's not gonna affect it. It won't affect every single person because not everybody use their debit card in the ATM a certain way. So this may not affect every single person, but most accounts, everybody got a debit card. So we're gonna see how this whole thing plays out. All right. Caleb says, he says, I wouldn't be surprised about Navy Federal. He says, I done been bought soon. Risa says, Navy Federal Credit Union, give me my money that you owe me. So, man, I just can't believe that, though. Let me go back to that. And I'm done. I'm done after this. I just can't believe that part. Hold on. When it said, let me make this bigger. When it said that they made purchases with their accounts and the people had enough money to cover the transaction, and the credit union still charged them the overdraft fees. Man, I can't believe it. That's real. George is in the house. New York is in the house. Risa says, I have Navy Federal Credit Union watching from Panama City, Florida. Florida is always in the house. Appreciate you guys being here. Hope the weather is going to be good, man. We see some crazy weather stirring up again over there. She says, me too, Mocha. I'm in Florida. Man, Florida's deep in here. All right, Mocha says, I had to close my Cash App account because they kept stealing my money. Man, we got to do a documentary on Cash App. We got to do a documentary on this stuff, man. All right. So Heir to the Throne says they get fined, but they make 50 times that in profit. So they don't care about the fines. You got a point. They made 44 million. They made 44 million. Not to mention all the clients they got. I don't think that that's fair, though, man. When someone Zales you the money, listen, when someone Zales you the money, y'all know that that's liquid. Whether it's Zelle, PayPal, Cash App, that's the point. That's the point of using the app because it's instant. We can snap our fingers. It's instant. Zelle don't even charge you anything. That's crazy. Miller says, I'm a Navy Federal vet and I have Navy Federal Credit Union. I paid off my home and my credit score was 720. Then it dropped to 630. I'm out. Going to PenFed. USAA was just as worse. Man, we talked about that. For those who missed that video, we talked about USAA. A lot of people was closing their accounts. Listen, man, it's crazy. It really is. Mocha says, I've used my card at the ATM. Listen, if y'all had y'all account between 2017 and 2021, y'all need to check on this stuff. Y'all need to check on it. Chosen is in the house. Baltimore is in the house. No, Baltimore, hold up. Y'all got a football game tonight. Okay, so here, I was going to get y'all up out of here before the football game came on, man. I knew I was going to get y'all up out of here for sure. Caleb says, I think everyone and everybody that filed for the settlement in Cash App, I'm guessing they were shutting down the accounts. Yeah, that's insane. George says, love your channel and wisdom. Thank you. Appreciate you being here, George. All right, then, guys, listen, I'm not going to hold y'all up. Want to make sure you guys got that information. If you or someone you know has Navy Federal, they have a debit card, and they've used it at the ATM, tell them to look out for any overdraft fees. They will get that money back. That's what it's looking like. I don't know if they're going to get the whole $35 back or whatever they would charge, but we would keep you guys posted, just like we kept you guys posted with Cash App as well. Mocha says, my best friend has a USAA account. Mocha, you better tell them about that video I did earlier this year, okay? And why so many people were closing their accounts. Listen, none of these banks are perfect, but we got to know what's going on. That's all I got to say. I'm not, it's tough for me to say which bank is best because a lot of these banks making mistakes. But one thing you got to know is you need to know what's going on if you got this bank. You need to know what's going on. All right. But either way, Mocha says the Cash App settlement is extended to the 18th. Y'all better get up into that. All right. But either way, guys, I do not want to hold you all up. Make sure you let people know if they have Navy Federal accounts. We'll keep you guys